Welcome you legends back to another video, and today we're doing a career mode episode on Sampdoria. Sampdoria are on the decline and they have struggled to get it going since being relegated from Serie A in 2023. Now Sampdoria have a great history and are one of the 16 teams to win the top division in Italy. So of the 16 teams, 12 still play in Serie A and 3 play in Serie C or below, leaving Sampdoria as the lowest ranked Italian champion in FC25. And the goal is not only to secure them their second Scudetto, but to go a step further and win the Champions League as well. Oh yeah, and we can only sign Italians. And so this is the team we inherit. It is okay for sure. It's definitely good enough to go and make a charge in this league. But I'm telling you right now, there are aging players. There are players that are just not good enough. I don't like the formation. There is a lot to change in this window if we're going to go and start kicking on and win Serie B. And so jumping into this window, there was so much deadwood. We had to get rid of Ferrari, Berezinski, Kasami, Ricci, Barreca, Ravia, and Girelli. None of them were going to fit our team. They were either aging or just not good enough. So we got them out the door to recoup a little bit of extra cash. And then we brought in 4 key players. Number 1 was Desponge from Palermo, a young talented goalkeeper who I want to try and make the goalkeeper for the majority of the save and help him grow with the team. We also brought in Camuzzo, who's a little bit worse off than maybe what I'd like right now, but he's got real potential. So if he can grow quickly, he's going to be a real asset for us. He's currently 68 rated, but has potential into the 80s. Esposito will come in to cover our centre mid role. It's a little bit aging in there and the talent isn't quite perfect, but I want him to come in and try and grow with the team, see what he can do. He looks like a real asset if we can get him into that holding mid role on a conversion. And then finally we picked up a bit of a risky one. We brought in a number 10. We're going to convert him to a left winger. It's Oristanio, a really talented player if you ask me, and I cannot wait to see what he can do if we jump him out to that left side. And so with all that change and carnage going on in the window, this is the team we've ended up with. We've actually moved the team around a lot. We've got some new players in positions that are not normal, so Mullenstein, Akinsanmiro and Oristanio all being moved into new roles. We've also made it more attacking with a nice 4-2-1-3 setup. We've got rid of a lot of the old players. If there are any left over, they're usually on the bench as rotation. So let's jump into the season and see what we can do. And it's safe to say after 6 games into the season, we are not in a good spot. We are literally in 16th place. This is what we're trying to turn around with this team. Maybe this is a greater project than I first thought, but we done fine. October was a fantastic month for us. 5 straight wins. None of these teams, I would say, are real contenders to challenge us, so they're probably games we'd expect to win, but very, very happy to know that we're not going to struggle at this level. And all of that leads to a fantastic first half of the season where we accumulate 40 points from 19 games. Only 4 draws and 3 losses in the first half of the season. 8 points clear at the top of the table. The incredible run we have been on is absolutely the reason for this. Only dropping 5 points since the 29th of September. We're now into December. This is consistency at the highest level. And so Erling Haaland wins the Ballon d'Or for 2024. I mean, he's dominating world football generally, so a fantastic win for him. But I'm very intrigued to see who else picks it up during the save. And so with it coming to January, we both didn't have the money or the need to really go and strengthen our team. Our squad was doing well. It was just a situation where we had to keep ticking on in the league, help the young players grow. But for now, this was it. This is what we're going to be rocking. And we are seeing progression. Akinsanmiro's gone up, Estanis has improved, Yepes, Mullenstein, all improving. The goalkeeper's gone up a rating as well. So we do have some young talent that is improving. But of course, I'm not saying this is ready for Serie A yet. We need to see a little bit more to make sure that we're ready if we do get promoted. Something beautiful was happening underneath our noses. We beat Salernitana in the first round, 4-2 of the Coppa Italia. We then went round into the second round, 2-1 versus Parma, another upset. Into the round of 16, Atalanta was the team that we had. We even beat them 2-1, setting up a quarter-final versus AC Milan. So we jumped into this one, a simmed game versus Milan. Can you get a result? Yes, you can! Semi-finals! They are here to Tino in extra time, brings it home. And somehow, the heroes of Sampdoria come through. Stanis has scored 2. Tino bags a hat-trick in this one. Incredible day. And Sampdoria are continuing to upset every team in these leagues. So here it is, the first of 2 legs versus AS Roma to see if we can get to the Coppa Italia final. We're going to jump into the first game, lose 3-2, which I think is fair enough. We are taking it to these big teams consistently. And so it all boils down to this, the second leg. And no matter what happens, you can come away with this as a Sampdoria fan saying, what a season. And is there a final in the future? There is not. It goes all the way to the second leg of the semi-final of the Coppa Italia, and we are knocked out by Roma after a 2-1 loss. And by the way, the cup run has not distracted us one bit. Here we are, currently 2 games to go, 5 points clear. Basically, Sassuolo have to go perfect to give us a chance. We will not lose both games. Surely that cannot happen. And so Cosenza is the team we have to beat. We're going to jump into this and see if we can pick up a huge result to win the title. Esposito loses out. Big block. Seconds. It slots through. Just wide. Getting it going now. Looks for Akin San Miro. He ticks it round. Finds to Tino, but it's not possible. He looks for the ball, finds Akin San Miro. Back again, Akin San Miro. Looks for Barini. Into Esposito, who hits one. It's a good save. Looks for Akin San Miro. He's carrying it nicely. Keeps it going. Akin San Miro stings the palms of the keeper again. Coming on the inside, finds Barini, who goes for one. Oh, that looked like that was faded into the top corner. Iowanu whips it in. Can't do anything with it, but Yeps does well. Starman has gone down. Totino is injured. It looks like a replacement will be due. This is a fantastic opportunity for the young star Natanda to come in on this left side and make an impact. Barini has moved into the striker role. Here is Natanda. Finds Akin San Miro. Looks for Barini. Barini tries to squeeze it back, but it's a penalty! Within minutes of the substitution, and the players moving around, there is a chance to take the lead. It's a clear-cut penalty. There's no question about it. But can we slot it home? Can Barini, the experienced man, solidify himself as a Sampdoria legend and send them back to Serie A? He winds it up. He goes for the top corner. It's saved. Oh, you just can't ride it. Oh no. Everything just wasn't going our way. It was looking dire. But then magic happened. Esposito finds Akin San Miro. Looks for Natanda, the young lad off the bench. The Belgian Natanda has taken his opportunity and could be sending Sampdoria back to Serie A. A substitution for the injured Tutino, and he has come on and stamped his say on this game. Camuzzo does well, wins it, drives into midfield. Camuzzo, no options, finds it into Akin San Miro. He goes to the byline, he finds it to Barini. It's a last-minute goal, but it solidifies and confirms Sampdoria's rise back to Serie A. And that is it. The title has been won. We have won a beautiful piece of silverware, the Serie B trophy. And now we can go and focus on that survival campaign in Serie A. And after an absolute hammering 4-1 on the final day versus Spezia, we do come up as champions. We get our trophy lift. This is an incredible occasion. I have to give serious props to players like Stanis and Tutino that have done incredible work for us in the scoring of goals and assisting of goals this season. Both have contributed to over 20 goals. We also have to give shout outs to players like Barini, Oristanio and Coda that have come up with huge goals in huge moments when we needed them. But less of that. Here are your Serie B champions. Sampdoria are going up as title winners, and it'll be very interesting to see what they can do in the Serie A next season. So let's have a look at the players that perform the best in terms of individual accolades. Barini came out as the top scorer in the league, but Stanis and Tutino done very well to get 14 goals and 13 goals respectively. Also, we had a massive contributor off the bench. Barini picked up 10 for the season. Huge output. Maybe we should have played him just to see how many goals he would have scored, because he looks like he was on fire. And we also had some key assisters, Stanis as well, Akin Sanmiro really showing up and contributing for some of those key goals, which is incredible to see. And the Splashers misses out on the clean sheets record just by one game, but an incredible season overall, really effective for him. And looking at the other competitions, the Coppa Italia goes the way of Inter Milan, beating AS Roma on penalties 4-3. It's a shame we couldn't get to that final, but an incredible season for us to get all the way to the semis in this competition. The Champions League goes to Bayern Munich 2-0 versus PSG in the final. Tottenham win a trophy. They take down Lazio in the Europa League final after a 1-1 game and 3-1 on penalties. And Fiorentina beat Real Betis to win the Conference League in this season. And then this is how the season ended. We know we came out as champions. The Swallow were going to be the team behind us. But really impressive campaign. And now it's all about focusing on next season. And so moving into season 2, this is how we look. Good potential. The team is a lot younger than it was at the start of last season, so we've done really well to both get promoted and decrease the average age of the team, but we're not in the right place yet. This team, I don't think, can survive Serie A, so we need to go and pick up some key signings who will help us to do that this season. And I am really happy with the recruitment process this season. We've picked up 3 talented young players who will really strengthen us right now, but also have the chance to grow. So number 1 is Mattia Viti coming in from Nice, 73 rated centre back, £3.8 million is a huge deal, and I cannot wait to see what he can do. I'm actually going to drop Mullenstein to the bench and try to keep Camuzzo in the centre back partnership with this guy, so hopefully they can form a real connection and grow together. We also picked up a new striker in Antonio Raimondo. The Bologna striker has come in for £5.2 million to really offer some strong competition. We have Tutino already, who's a fantastic player, but we could really have someone come in here who rivals them and also could grow past that level very quickly. So I'm really excited to see what this kid can do this season. And then we have the loss of Akin Sanmiro in the 10. We had to replace him well, and we've done that using Simone Profundi from Udinese. Only 3.5 million for this kid is outrageous. He has an incredibly high ceiling, a potential into the mid 80s. So hopefully we can activate that and turn this kid into a superstar. And so with the transfer window finalized and those players coming in, we've got this team. Present day, it maybe isn't perfect, but we know that a couple of players like Orostanio, Astanis, Profundi, as soon as they go up a rating or two, we're in a position to go and challenge against most of those teams at the bottom of Serie A. And the only outgoing we had was Natanda, and we will always remember this kid for what he gave us that amazing day where we finally got promotion back to Serie A. Thank you to him. Hopefully he can go and grow and go and have an incredible career. And with the carnage of the transfer window finally over, we shifted our focus to the league where things were not going to plan. So early on we had Torino and Palermo, two very tough fixtures, but ones that I was really happy that we'd be able to get something on the board early on, and we've done just that. We got a 2-1 win in both fixtures, meaning we won 6 points from 6 to start the season. Although that was a fantastic start, we had Inter Milan next, and they really showed us what the Serie A was about. 4-0 loss in this one versus Inter Milan was really rough to take, but we knew this was the sort of situation we would realistically be in this season. We continued on into September. At Atalanta we lost 2-1. Genoa we lost 3-2, and Roma losing 3-1. It was not an ideal scenario at all for the journey we're on, but we needed to start picking up points. Hopefully October would change things, but sadly it just continued. Napoli, another narrow loss, 2-1 in that one. We did then have Milan, AC Milan in this one, picked up a point, which is key to stop the losing streak at least, and hopefully we can gather some momentum. Despite all that craziness and those difficult results, we picked it back up again. Getting to 20 games into the season and at 25 points is fantastic. I don't know if it works the same in Serie A, but in the Premier League you have the magic 40 points. I assume it works about the same, and as it stands we're averaging more than that. So this is a fantastic first half of the season. 8 points clear of relegation, 12th in the table. It really couldn't get any better for me right now. I am very happy if we can hold this for this year. But it looks like the league is all we have to focus on this year. We did get knocked out of the Coppa Italia 2-1 versus Monza this season. And when we asked last year who's going to keep winning the Ballon d'Or, it looks like Haaland is doing it again. 2 Ballon d'Ors back to back. Is he gonna go for Messi's record? So after a transfer window in which nothing happened, this is the team. A few fantastic growths this season. Astanis, Orostanio, Raimondo all improving. Profundi is getting better as well. We want to see a little bit more improvement from a few players, maybe from Esposito and Camuzzo, but we will see that over time, hopefully. Very happy with where we're at in the league table. Very happy that these players are growing, and now it's all about just solidifying ourselves in Serie A for this season so we can go and improve with a huge wage budget and transfer budget next season, and a lot of talents that are continuing to improve. So we're going to jump into the second half of the season, see if we can do what we need to, which is staying in Serie A. It doesn't matter whether we're 17th, 12th, we want to be as high up as possible though, get as much transfer budget as possible, but let's see what we can do. Can we stay up? And the answer is yes. The second half of the season didn't go as well as the first, but that is okay. We picked up a big points tally of 42. That is safety. If we can just do that every season, that is always going to mean we're back in Serie A and we can go at it again. Really good start. We've grown a lot of our talents this season. We've beaten out teams like Palermo, Sassuolo, Genoa, Cagliari, but Lazio finishing below us is the biggest surprise of this one. Absolutely crazy. And when it comes to the league title, that does go the way of Napoli. A huge 88 points cleared from everyone this season means that they will take home the Scudetto. In terms of individual performances, none of our players really thrived this season. I mean, Stanis, another solid year, 13 goals and 4 assists. Raimondo picked up 8 and 5 in all competitions. Tutino done well off the bench. Profundi done well from the number 10. But we definitely need to see a few more contributions next season. Maybe that is the reason that we're struggling to see out games. And Stanis was our only contributor into the top scorers list this season. really was a low scoring year, which we need to improve on. But Victor Osimhen comes out with the golden boot, 29 goals. What an incredible season. That is a destructive striker right there. And one thing I want to see more of is clean sheets, because our goalkeeper does not make the list. And bear in mind, you need at least 2 to make the list. He didn't get 2 clean sheets all year. That needs to change. That needs to change quickly. And so just to look at the other competitions, Napoli win at least the double, winning the Coppa Italia this season versus Juventus. Real Madrid win 2-1 versus PSG in the final of the Champions League. Chelsea beat Newcastle in an all-England affair in the Europa League final. And Napoli win the treble, winning the Conference League 3-1 versus Vittoria Pleasant. What a season for them. And so that is the end of season 2. The foundations are set. We're in Serie A. We've done well to grow our team. And now we just need to continue that journey and improve even more. Is there a chance of European football on the cards? How far away are we from that? Let's see what we can do. Let's jump into season 3 and see what's in store for this Sampdoria team. So this season, the transfer window is going to be major. This is the transfer list. A lot of players are looking to go out, both because they are either aging or they have submitted transfer requests. Whatever the reason, there's going to be a serious overhaul of the Sampdoria team. So what we're going to do is just focus on getting rid of anyone that doesn't want to be here, strengthen our rotations, and pick up a couple of key players that will strengthen our first team so we're ready to go for this season. So let's get straight to it. Let's have a quick look at what happened in the window, because 9 new additions, 8 players sold. We released 2 players in the summer, and we've loaned out a player as well. So there's a lot to get through here, so I'll try and do this as quickly as possible so it's not boring. So both Barini and Coda have swapped Sampdoria for Sangria after retiring from football this summer. Natanda has gone out on loan for another season. Hopefully he can continue his improvement. He's doing very well. Tutino, Guidotti, Vieira, Lagomina, Ioanu, Venuti, Velikic, and Benedetti all have been sold this window. They are huge outgoings. A lot of players out of the door quickly, but we needed to get rid of them and turn them over so we can improve our team. We then move on into the signings, where out of the 9 new additions, 6 of them are brought in to offer rotation and strength to our depth. So with this, we're welcoming back 66 rated Vismara. He was on loan with us in the first season. He'll return as our 3rd choice keeper. We then move on to Corbo, a new centre-back, 26 years of age, 70 rated, a great little addition to strengthen us there. We then bring in Antonucci to cover our centre attacking mid-role. He's 27 years of age, 72 rated, and a very solid addition to our team. We also bring in Zerbin from Napoli, 72 rated, 27 years old, a quality left winger, and he will just offer us extra rotation in there, a lot stronger than what we have, so Natanda can go out on loan. Yeboah, the nephew of Tony Yeboah, the ex-lead striker, has come in. He will come in and offer us our main rotation at striker. He will challenge Raimondo over anyone else, so he's a great little addition, got him for under 3 million, so that's an absolute steal. And Luca Morro comes in as our 3rd choice striker to offer even more competition, and just means that we're ready in case anything happens to one of our leading men. And then the 3 players that come in to strengthen our team. Number 1, Davide Veroli, a fantastic centre-back. He was a left-back, but we converted him in the first season, so we've got him now back again on a permanent deal. He will join at 73 rated for the 23-year-old centre-back. He's actually going to play out at left-back, and we're slowly converting him now. We bring in a rotational centre-mid. Now, this guy and Esposito will be challenging for that second centre-mid spot, so whoever wins it takes it. But Lipani comes in, 72 rated, 21-year-old holding midfielder, fantastic talent, has the potential to grow. I'm very excited to see what he can do with us, but a nice little addition addition to challenge in that centre mid role. And then finally, a new right back comes in, one of the talents of the Italian national team, Michael Coyote, a fantastic young talent, only 22 years of age, 76 rated. And as a fun fact, I have seen this man in a McDonald's in Florence. So this is just a little bit extra. We've got Michael Coyote coming in to the team. And so here is the team. The three objectives we had this window was improving our starting lineup, improving our strength and depth, and reducing the age of the team. And so many of the older players are now gone. We've brought in new younger players. The depth has improved whilst doing that. The first team has improved whilst doing that. So all round, this is a 10 out of 10 window. I'm very happy and I'm very excited to see what these guys can do this season. So we jumped into the season, saw what we could do. The first month was incredible. 2-1 win, 1-1 draw, and a 2-1 win again. But September, 2 draws and a loss. October, 1 draw, 3 losses. And now we go into November, which is going to be a crucial month if we want to get anything from this season. It was at this point we had to lock in, and we went and smacked out a win versus Como, a win versus Torino, and a win versus Venezia. This was the run that we finally needed. It started to click, and we had a massive game up against Milan next, who are above us in the table. And the form here at the perfect time. A huge result versus AC Milan, winning 3-2 to go and leapfrog them in the league, jumping into the top half of the table for the first time. And now we have a real position to try and keep a hold of. And we kept up that form really well. We're halfway through the season. We're all the way up to 7th, which realistically usually gives you Conference League football. So if we can keep up this form, keep growing, keep knocking on, there's a chance we'll be in Europe next season. And sadly, it was another season of disappointment in the Coppa Italia. First round knockout to Pisa. This is not a result I am very happy with at all. And as a little side note, Vinny picked up the Ballon d'Or. Haaland's dynasty is over as it stands. So that sees us through to January. We have about 3.5 million, by the way, so there is a potential to dip into the market. We don't have anyone particular in mind, so it's only going to be if the right deal comes along that we go and activate that. But for now, we're happy with where we're at. We'll have a little look and we'll see if there's anything that we can add to improve our team. Now, there is a player on fraud watch right now, and it's not to say that the player is playing badly or they're letting us down, but Pietro Camuzzo has been our starting centre-back for 2.5 years. We have held ourselves back by playing him. He's always been below the level that we would ideally want in that position, and he's just not growing enough. 4 ratings in 2.5 seasons, in my eyes, for such a highly talented, high potential centre-back is something that is not acceptable, and I'm seriously considering selling him right now. And so with a heavy heart, Camuzzo leaves, but we gave him one last chance. It is on loan, a 6-month loan to Benfica. This is his last chance to prove he can do it, that he can grow, that he can join the team and be as good as everyone else and show that he's ready to be a top player in Serie A. That means we needed to bring a player in, so Giorgio Altare, an aging centre-back, is coming from Venezia just to cover our backup centre-back role, and Mullenstein will step up from the bench to take over as our starting centre-back. And so with the window done, this is the team. Very little changed. Players have improved a lot though. The team is looking a lot better now, really starting to look like a solid Serie A outfit. No standout players, you know, some teams sometimes have that player that's just much better than everyone else, but it's a very solid team all around with a lot of players that are going to contribute for us, which I absolutely love. And so with everything we've put into this season, I think we've got our just rewards. 7th place, 61 points, and although it's not 100% confirmed, this means we are most likely in the Conference League next season. And we're just going to take a look at what the other teams done this season. The Domestic Cup, the Coppa Italia, went to Napoli this this year. The Champions League went back to Man City after a 2-0 win versus Atletico Madrid. The Europa League goes back to Anfield, 2-1 win for Liverpool versus Rangers. And Bromby beat Valencia 2-1 in the Conference League final to bring home that coveted trophy. And for the individual performers, the top performers this year were Nemecha and Osimhen joining to win the Golden Boot. For our best players, we got some big contributions from Perfundi and also Oristanio, two new players, Astanis not showing up on the list this year. We also saw some great contributions from Astanis and Raimundo, so all of the attackers really showing some proficiency this year, which is fantastic. And the stat that I'm the happiest about is Desplanche finally getting some clean sheets. He wasn't even on the list last year where you needed just one to get on there, but this year he's picked up 7, just 1 away from the Golden Glove winner of Alisson, Maignan or Andre Blake. So that will wrap up a very successful season 3, another fantastic year of growth for our individual players, fantastic growth for the team as a whole, going all the way to 7th in the table. It has been an exceptional season and I cannot wait to see what we can do in season 4, and fingers crossed we are in the European competitions this year, whichever one that may be. And so moving into season 4, we continue our growth. We're going to continue to see if we can strengthen our team and improve it. But firstly, can we just appreciate Camuzzo coming back from Benfica, returns with a +3, which now makes him more than usable. That was a fantastic decision to make that short-term loan rather than selling. I'm so happy we've done that because now he is finally up there with everyone else. He is finally at the level we need him to be. Brilliant move. I'm such a genius. I don't even care. But to look at the team as a whole, fantastic in terms of the front 4, untouchable players. They will not be sold, they will not be moved, they won't do anything. Very happy with all 4 of them. Also very happy with Coyote, Desponge, Yeps as well. Vitti, Camuzzo, both pretty decent for what I need. And left back and centre mid maybe needs a little bit of bolstering. We do have £26 million in the budget this season, or thereabouts, after taxes and after wages. But yes, this is the year that we need to now go and kick on and really go and challenge, especially if there's a chance we're in Europe. And so the transfer window is here and we got busy. But Lemo and Riccio have both gone out. Between the two of them, we only recouped about 2.5 million, so it's nothing crazy coming in from there. Silvestri has retired this summer, so he's going to go and hang up the gloves, and we've picked up Perrin to cover him. The 79 rated goalkeeper, 34 years of age, offers his wealth of experience if we need him and helps Desponge to continue his progression, so I'm very happy with that deal. We also brought in Elia just to cover our right wing spot when Astanis isn't there, just improves our rotation, so I'm pretty happy with that. Then we have 2 other signings. Pasili comes in, a fantastic 76 rated young centre mid. He'll take over from Lapani and Esposito, who both haven't really taken the reins in the midfield. So we're going to take over that. He's going to improve us and hopefully grow in this season. And then we had one more deal go through that led to 2 deals in the end. So Ranieri came in. The goal was to convert him to a left back, but it was going to end up taking about 5 years, so we couldn't get that done. I'm such a genius, I don't even care. So Ranieri tucks into the left side of centre back. Camuzzo goes back on loan. He will come back next season, take over from Ranieri because Ranieri's a little bit older, and basically then we'll sort the left back problem at that stage. And so that leaves the team looking something like this. It's a very good team, a bit better than it was at the start of this transfer window. We're stronger in our rotations as we always are. Very happy again. Also great to see Astanis, Perfundi, Oristanio and Raimundo all pushing towards the 80 club. Really impressive that they're all growing so quickly. And just as a heads up, we didn't get Conference League football, which is a shame. We got Europa League football, baby! Let's go! And so we speed into the season. I want to apologise. I missed the Ballon d'Or for this season, so we don't know who won it. I want FIFA to add a list, just a simple Football Manager list of who's won the Ballon d'Or, so we can get that information in the future, but That's annoying, but we'll make sure to find out next season. But let's just say it was Haaland, because it's always Haaland. But here we are, 19 games in, 28 points. We actually a game back from a couple of teams, so we could be a little bit higher up. But really good position right now. Very happy with where we're at. The team is definitely not going perfectly. I mean, look, 7 losses is not ideal for the season. So if we can sort that out, solidify our defense, concede less, because we've conceded 38 goals this season, maybe we can turn our fortunes around in the second half of the year. And so here comes the January window, a window where I expected nothing to really happen. But 2 players submitted transfer requests, so we listened to them, we heard them, let them leave Sampdoria, and it meant we had to go and find some replacements. And so, Giordano wanted out. Our backup left back was not happy being a rotator, so we sold him off for 1.9 million and picked up a new player in Tommaso Corazza from Bologna for 2.5 million. It actually improves our rotation. He's a little bit better at 73 rated, so I'm very happy with that. Also, our signing from last season, Giorgio Altare, has decided he wanted to leave. We picked up £4 million for him and replaced him with Daniele Gilardi from Verona for 4.2 million. And so that leaves the team looking like this. There's no real change to the starting lineup, which was what we expected, but it is fantastic to see 2 of our players, Stanis and Oristanio, both hitting the 80 club. Incredible campaigns, incredible careers for them so far at Sampdoria. I'm really happy to see them growing this way. But let's jump into the second half of the season, see what we can do, but I'm very happy so far with this performance. And when it comes to the Europa League, by the way, we did just scrape playoffs, so we do have a game up next against FC Lorient. If we can get past them, we will be in the knockout stages. Oh yeah, and we got 7-0 in the Europa League playoffs against FC Lorient. And so the Europa League pain didn't hurt us. We continued into the season. We improved. We got better defensively. We scored more goals. And we finished in 5th, which as it stands says that it's not enough for Champions League football. But if the UEFA coefficients work out for us, there's a chance we'll get our first season in the Champions League next year. And after another successful year, we weren't in the top scorers of the league. Artem Dovbyk comes in with the golden boot. But Raimondo done fantastically. It's great to see him have a big year, because usually he's around like the 10 goal mark, so he's actually starting to secure goals and pick up actual contributions now, which is incredible. Oristanio as well also showed up on the leaderboards, but they were the only 2 additions on the top scorers list. Buffon was the absolute playmaker, 10 assists this season, which means he falls short of Dovbyk again. What a year he had! 11 assists and 28 goals. Oh my god! And you know the stat we've been chasing, which is Sebastiano Desplosh finishing with the golden glove. Remember the season where he wasn't even getting 1 clean sheet, but here he is with 11. Beautiful. Huge year for our goalkeeper. But overall, a great season for the majority of our team. The 4 attackers again securing big contributions. Is at 19 is the minimum with the Stanis, 20 for Buffon. We got 23 for Ostanio, and Raimondo picks up 29. All really proficient and picking up huge contributions right now. And so with Serie A, AC Milan win it, which I assume is based on goals for. It goes down to the wire on points, down to the wire on goal difference, but they do score just 1 more goal. And then with the Coppa Italia, it goes the way of Juventus after a 3-2 win on penalties. Arsenal win a Champions League in a North London derby. What is this about? The Europa League goes the way of Chelsea after a 3-1 win versus Monaco, and AS Roma do soften the blow of a loss in the league with a 3-1 win in the Conference League final. But another great season, improvements both individually, you saw with our goalkeeper, with our striker, there's more output now, which is fantastic. We also are doing so well to see the growth of the entire team come together. I do hope we get a little bit of extra money to spend next year so we can actually go and attack the Champions League or Europa League, whichever one we're in. But very happy with this currently. We're going to jump into Season 5 now and see what we can do and if we can start to make an impact in Europe. And so jumping into season 5, we have this squad and over £50 million to spend. This is going to be a very enjoyable window. And so a busy transfer window in terms of outgoings. 7 outgoings or 8 outgoings in total. Esposito has gone out after he transfer listed himself. He requested a transfer list, so he's gone. Mullenstein, De Pauli, Antonucci all aging. Same with Elia. They went out so we could bring in some youthful, better players to rotate for us. Luca Ranieri, he went, he's basically coming for 10 million last year, sold for 15, so brilliant profit, and he strengthened us last year, which is great. And also we got rid of Natanda on a loan. He's gone out for another year to continue his progression. The one other player that isn't on this list that's gone is Zerbin. We used him in a deal, so he was part of a deal, so he's not showing up on this list, but he has been sold as well. And so with the money made, the spaces made in the squad, we got busy. Firstly, we went and picked up Savona to cover our right back spot. Bertie came in to come in and cover our centre attack and mid role whenever we don't have Buffon. Fiori comes in to cover our right wing. Florenzi comes in to cover our left wing, and Sassolare has come in to cover our centre mid role whenever we need him. So that left us with enough money to go and strengthen our first team and pick up 2 big new signings. Signing number 1 is Parisi. He's going to come in and cover our left back spot. The 27-year-old is 82 rated and has enough quality to really strengthen our team. And then we even had over 30 million left, so we went and picked up Zanotti, a right back, 25 years old, solid player, 82 rated as well. So the defense just got increasingly better based on these transfers. I just left Corbo a surplus to requirements, so we got him out of the door. He's gone to Luton for 1.65 million now. He just wasn't going to get any game time and use up some wages. And so that means the team is really taking shape. The front line looking fantastic, all 81 rated. Our wing backs looking stronger at 82 rated apiece. Good defenders, good midfielders, some more growth to come this season. I am very happy with this squad right now. And we are in the Champions League. The coefficient has gone our way, and we are going to be challenging Europe's best this season. And so after 11 games, we're looking like this, and that's 8th place. 4 wins, 4 draws, 3 losses. It's really not ideal. However, the teams above us all do have like standout players. We need some of that. So we need some of our young talent to keep growing, continue to show how good they are, imprint on the league that they are one of the best players in the league. But right now, it's not perfect. We need a big change, and we really need to start turning some of those losses into draws and draws into wins. And the Champions League started okay. I mean, if we're in 11th place by the end of it, that's playoffs, so we're happy with that for sure. Also, as a side note, Vinicius wins the Ballon d'Or again. 2 years at least, maybe 3 because we missed last year, but wow. These two are really dominating world football, Vinny and Haaland. And so at the midway point, we are more than okay. Top 4, 8 points off top, doing very well this season. We did have a lot of the lesser teams in the second half of the first half of the season, so that maybe makes sense as to why we accumulated a few more points, but very happy overall. We now need to kick on, see what we can do in the second half of the season. We have a little bit of cash, so I don't know if there's anything happening in January yet or not, but we'll only go for it if the deal is right and we can make a real improvement to the team. And so we didn't go and sign anyone. This is the team. Zanotti and Parisi have both grown. The front line is getting better and better. We would like to see our centre-backs and Pasili get a little bit better, just so everyone is at that sort of 80 rated, the same for Desplanche. But overall, very happy with where we're at. This is a really good team now. We're really starting to click. Hopefully we can now go and push for the serious top 4, like a complete top 4 finish is what I'm looking for this year. And by the way, one thing I haven't showed you yet, we came 4th in the Champions League group stage, so we're into the round of 16 automatically. Huge result, done so well here. Really took it to every team in this division, in the Champions League, and now let's see what we can do in those knockout phases. And so here we are, 3-1 in the first leg. We have to go into the second leg with our second team because everyone is absolutely shattered. We've had the Cup, we've had the League and the Champions League all going on. So I think as time goes on, we need to add more players so we have more options to rotate. But after a 3-1 loss in the first leg, I think it's pretty much over, so we're going to jump into it. A 3-3 result in the second leg makes for an exciting game, but we are out of the Champions League in the round of 16. Now look at this. We have a Coppa Italia semi-final, 2-2 in the first leg. We could get to the final. We had a fantastic cup run in the first season. We've really struggled to get it going in any other season, but we're here again. Can we beat Juventus in the second leg? Yes, we can! Raimondo brace! And we are in a final for a domestic trophy. And so here it is, Coppa Italia final day versus Roma. Can we win it to get our first domestic trophy and that gorgeous green, white and red target on our shirt? And so the final started quickly. We done fantastically to win the ball back down this left-hand side and break through Oristanio. He pulls it back, and once again for a beautiful 1-2, and the first time finish from Profundi was enough to take the lead in this Coppa Italia final. It was a beautiful piece of play. I was very happy with the build-up play, and we couldn't have dreamed of a better start. And so we continued that pressure, and from a free kick we worked a pretty decent opportunity. It was a long-range shot, but it ended up being fairly easy for the keeper in the end. And then something magic happened as Michael Keono picked up the ball from deep, and he just drove before unleashing an absolute thunderbolt, coming in off the crossbar to double the lead and take Sampdoria to a massive advantage. Would this be the first time that they win the Coppa Italia since 1994? The game was going extremely well. It just looked like it was so easy to break Roma down, and they just looked like they had absolutely no threat to us. But that changed in a way. But we were the makers of our own downfall. They were breaking through the middle. We stole the ball, gave it straight back to them, and they scored on the stroke of half time. A danger going in at the break with just one goal behind now. And we had some work to do. They had far too much quality to give them chances like this. They were going to continue punishing us if we continue to make mistakes. And they came out in the second half with a spring in their step. They put the pressure on. A few big chances came about, but they just didn't quite make it. It was something that if we didn't do something soon, they were going to score on us. We were getting extremely lucky. But lucky for us, our striker is incredible. Raimondo picks up the ball, drives it round Indica, takes it past him, slots it past the keeper to re-establish the 2-goal lead. And that is what we needed. That cushion is going to be vital for us. With only about 10 minutes left, we had to do some serious damage to ourselves if we were going to lose this one. But Roma were not going to give up without a fight. A brilliant ball into the box and a send back into the mixer meant that the striker could somehow squeeze the ball in the back of the net. But it was offside. The smallest of margins means that we have a nice calm 3 minutes to finish the game. And that means we come out as champions of Coppa Italia, winning our first domestic trophy in over 30 years. What a moment for Sampdoria, and what a moment for our journey. Next stop, Serie A. Final stop, Champions League. And then shifting focus to the league, we do come in the top 4. Not only the top 4, we finished third. Only 6 points off of the championship, by the way, which is really impressive. Hopefully we can go and build on this and actually go and challenge for Serie A next season, because we're not far away at all. And now this really hurts. Camuzzo, the man that I feel like I've stood by through everything, found a way to get him back in the team, has told me he doesn't want to be here anymore. He has been our starting centre-back. He's been playing pretty much every game, so I can't understand why he wants to leave. But all that hard work has been for nothing, and we're going to have to find a replacement next season. But anyway, let's recap all the other competitions. I'm so sad with Camuzzo, but anyway. Atletico Madrid beat Dortmund 1-0 to win the Champions League. Benfica beat Spurs 2-1 in the final of the Europa League. And the Conference League goes the way of Mönchengladbach after a 2-1 win versus Lyon. And when it comes to individual performances, Vlahovic wins the Golden Boot. Our 2 players coming in this year are Oristanio and Raimondo, both picking up a good amount of goals for the season. Raimondo also picked up 9 assists, which equals the top assisters in the league. And Desplange comes up just 1 clean sheet short of Mainan to win the Golden Glove. So sadly, that goes the way of the Frenchman this year. But what a season again, even more progress. Season 6 is about to get even crazier, so let's see what we can do there. And so this is how the team looks at the start of the season. This is going to get chopped up real quick. Kamutso's already leaving. We're going to try and strengthen our team as much as possible. So it's going to be a big window for us. We've got 80 million in the bank to go and spend. So let's get straight to it and see what we can do in this window. And so we jumped into the transfer window and had to get rid of about 4 players. So Sokolov has gone out. He's gone out permanently. We just didn't need him anymore. We have 3 other rotational wingers. Chesolari has also been sold for around 5 million. He's just too far down the pecking order, so we've got rid of him too. Yeboah has gone out. He's a little bit too old now. We wanted to bring someone in basically the same level as him, but just a bit younger. So he's gone out for over £8 million. And then the player we didn't want to lose was Kamutso. He's gone to Wolves on a £27 million deal. I am really gutted to lose him, but we'll make sure to replace him well. For the transfers in, we bring in 2 rotational keepers, both aging, so Providel and Galini. If we need either of them, they're there, both super cheap, so that's absolutely fine with me. We brought in Nasty to replace Yeboah, so he will cover us if we need anything. He's about the same level that Yeboah was at, but he's just younger, so he'll last with us for longer. To cover our centre mid and strengthen our team, we brought in Cesare Cassidy from Chelsea. He's not a holding midfielder, but he's going to play in that role. I'm really excited to see what he can do, but he looks like a really top centre mid to have. And then finally, the big boy, the big transfer of the window. We have brought in quite possibly one of the best young talents from Italy. Scalvini comes in from Marseille for around £73 million, and that secures the signing of the 86 rated centre-back. Take that, Kamutso. And so the squad looks absolutely outrageous. 84s across the front line. Our defence looks absolutely incredible. I would love to see Desponge just improve a little bit, just so we can start to really solidify our clean sheet record and concede less goals. But overall, I am very happy both with this and the rotation options off the bench. And for this season, it's another Haaland win, another Ballon d'Or in his locker. He is inevitable. Now, something we're involved in this season, which I assume is based on the fact that we won the Coppa Italia, is the Super Cup, the Italian Super Cup. So we're gonna jump into the semi-final versus Inter Milan. We win this one 3-1. So we continue on, go to the final of the Super Cup. That is nice. And that brings us to the final versus Roma. So we're gonna jump into this one. We win that as well. So we win the Super Cup in season 6. That's pretty cool. And so halfway through the year, 20 games gone, 45 points, first in the table. Serie A is a serious possibility. We're currently pipping Milan, Inter, Atalanta and Napoli, who are just trailing behind us. It's really tight at the top of the table, but we're doing fantastically so far, and I'm very interested to see if we can keep up this form. And in the Champions League, we finished 12th, which is enough to go into the playoffs. It's not perfect right now. We've done okay. We picked up 4 wins, 2 draws. It just wasn't exceptional. Just to make it super clear, nothing happened in the transfer window. So this is the team that we have going into the second half of the year. We've now got a proper world-class striker, a really top winger, defense is looking solid. This team is really coming together. And so we have Newcastle in the playoffs. We won the first leg 2-1. So we're going to jump into this second leg now and hopefully replicate that and go through to the knockout stages. We have replicated it exactly. I mean, I just wanted to win, but another 2-1 and we are into the round of 16 in the Champions League. Right, so Liverpool are the team we have in the round of 16. We're 1-1 after the first leg, so we're going to jump into this. We get a win. Orestano with the goal in the 55th minute, which sees us move into the final 8. And so we move on to the next round, the quarter-final. We go 2-2 in the first leg versus Barcelona. Can we do it again? Yes, we can! An 89th minute winner from Raimundo. 2-1 versus Barca. We're into the final four. And so here we are at the Champions League semi-final. It's 1-1 after the first leg versus AC Milan. But we have a chance to go and book our spot in the final this year. Let's jump into this, see if we can get a result. We do! An easy result in the end as well. Oristanio and Viti pick up the goals that will see us go and have a chance to complete this series. And with the league, it comes down to the final day. We have AS Roma and Milan just behind us, 3 points behind. We do have a 3-point lead. So if we get a draw, everything is all secured. We win the division title. That is all we need. So we're gonna sim this one. If we come out as champions, that will be it. That is literally how this game goes. We just have to draw or win. He finishes the game, and Sampdoria are champions of Serie A again. An incredible journey. The team has grown so much over the last 6 seasons. But finally, we've reached the point where it can all come together to create this magical moment. And so, here it is. Serie A has been won by Sampdoria. Part of the journey has been done. The Scudetto has been secured. And now it's all about focusing on the Champions League final. I just have to give a shout out to Raimundo, who wins the Golden Boot in this title winning season. And so here it is, the Champions League final versus Benfica. Can we get this over the line? Good challenge, Cesare Cesare. He goes for one. Oh my God, it's just over the top. It's stepped over. Big strike, good stop. Into him, good save. Finds the seconds, oh my God. Thank God he's offside. Stolen and released. Here's the Stanis. Ordonez is chasing. Yes, Profundi, he's through. Slots under the keeper. Beautiful finish round the side. And that's 1-0 in the Champions League final. The defense opened up too much. They're tracking the wingers and it's pulled everyone out of position, and Profundi has been brutal and made them pay for it. And now we can get Profundi clear. Look at that. He's released. Profundi round him. Could it be a carbon copy of the first? It's not, but Raimundo is there to clean up. Big save, but it's not possible to get the seconds. Instinctive striker to find that space in the box, and he picks up an easy goal to double the lead. Surely the Champions League is coming back to Sampdoria now. Oristanio on the inside, picked up. No, he doesn't. I thought that was his goal. What a save. Here's Yeps. He strikes one. Oh, what a goal. The captain has surely sealed the trophy. This is just an enjoyable game now. 3-0 in the first half, and that is some goal from the captain. Here it is, just out to the edge of the box. There's no one there. And Yeps does well to just rifle it into the top corner. Into a Stanis. Looks for Raimundo, who just rifles one. Oh my God, it's a crossbar. How many goals is this going to be? Finds Profundi, who releases a Stanis, who looks for Raimundo, who could just finish the game. It's offside. He wants a goal. He finds Oristanio. Comes back, beats Bar all the way round. Oristanio scores a goal. It's his 12th goal in the Champions League this season. He is well clear of anyone else, and that will be the golden boot for him, confirmed. Beautiful play, just takes on Bar on this right side, or the left side for us, and just absolutely smashes it in the top corner. What a goal. Stolen by Oristanio. Yepes. Or Yeps, I still haven't decided how to say his name 6 seasons in, but it finds Cesare Cassidy. He hits it, It's 5. And if we don't concede, we have the biggest win in a Champions League final ever, beating AC Milan when they won 4-0 versus Barca in '94. Looks for him, Cabral, cleared out by VT. Raimondo drops one off, but that will be it. An easy Champions League final in the end. The highest scoring Champions League final ever after a 5-0 win. And that will see us win the biggest trophy, complete the career mode, and what a career mode it has been. It has been incredible seeing these players grow. That front four have been beautiful to watch. The defense has got stronger over time. And this has been super fun to record. But here it is, the Champions League final has been won by Sampdoria. It is another trophy in the cabinet. It is an incredible story in the 6 seasons we've had. And that is it for this one. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like, comment and subscribe. Let me know who I should rebuild next. Let me know any challenges you have. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, I'm going to leave a link to a video in the middle of the screen now that you can go and watch so you can keep the content going. But that is it. Until next time, guys, I will see you in the next one. Have a lovely rest of the day and peace out.